Hey crew, so I just got down to Canberra before today's wedding, and sitting in this hotel room, I know a lot of wedding vendors, photographers specifically, and videographers are used to kind of like just waiting around, sitting here doing a little bit of work and stuff like that before a wedding day, and it kind of gets you thinking, right? Trying to like utilize that time and all that jazz, and walking around the city. Canberra's got so many cool little spots, right? Like there's so many cool parks and stuff like that. I find living on the Gold Coast is such a limited number of beautiful parks, or maybe it's just I don't venture around and stuff enough. But I thought I'd jump on, do a little video, do a little vlog, kind of new series that we're going to be doing as we're traveling so much this year, and we want to bring you along. We want to bring you along to experience what it's like. Traveling, I guess, as people say, a destination wedding photographer or videographer. I try and not actually utilize those terms because I don't think it's something like that. We're just facilitating couples' needs, wherever that may be. And definitely a lot less destinations since COVID and stuff like that. But yeah, one of the hardest things, honestly, I think is the time spent. Like we generally try fly in the day before the wedding, spend a whole day there, get our kind of feet on the ground, and then you got the day of the morning, like it's 9:30 a.m. now. We're not starting till 11, and you got that whole day, and then you got the next day where you returning hire cars and all that. So I know when people start out in the wedding industry, the whole a lot of people's goals are like, yo, I just want to be a international or destination or interstate wedding photographer and stuff like that. And I find that the more you do it, the more selective you become. When I was first started, I'd be like, oh yes, I'm going to Mexico. Oh my God, yes, I'm going to the States. Oh my God, yes, Cook Islands, right? And that, like, I love it, like I truly do, but it's like tenfold the energy amount of expenditure than like a local wedding, right? So just choose wisely and know that you're building a portfolio in these other places. So people are going to see that. And what's going to happen is they might start inquiring. Let's say you go to Yosemite and you're like, oh my God, I got this amazing wedding and I've shot it. And you put it up on your website, and next minute you're getting all these Yosemite things. And you're like, oh my gosh, I haven't thought about this. What about visas? Shit, do I need a freaking visa? I don't know. Like I just winged it, the first one. So something that I think a lot of people don't think about early on is all those little things. I know a lot of people that have been in the game for a while now, they always think about these things now, like, okay, cool. Like if I'm traveling this far, it takes this many days. I've got to hire cars. I've got to get accommodation. I've got to try and find food, out of routine, out of the family life. I'm away from, the office for this amount of time. All of those little things. But again, like I'm super grateful for it. And I love like Australia. I think Australia and New Zealand is just so close, for couples out there, if you guys are like, oh shit, like New Zealand mountaintops, like you can get to New Zealand in like 3 hours, right? From Gold Coast to Toowoomba is 3 hours. So I know it might be more expensive for your guests to travel, but it might also work out better in the long run when you're cutting that guest list, and you're having those people that you really value and you really want to bring along. So not a huge vlog today. It's just a bit of a prep before the wedding day. I've got all my gear. I know I'm gonna get asked about camera gear, but let's have a look what we got here. It's pretty light. Well, not really light because these camera lenses are so heavy, but essentially my whole day is gonna revolve around a 28-70 f2 Canon R5. I always have a backup camera. Not that I haven't really needed to use it. It's just got a 50 on it, just in case that 28-70 kooks itself. I can shoot a whole wedding on a 50 easy, and it's my preferred focal length for a whole wedding day. I can step back and also give people space rather than be up in their grill. That's it. Got a flash. Don't really use it much. I might use it for a little bit of dancehall. Little speaker. That's my whole kit. When I first started, that whole bag was so full. Damn, and I'll be like checking in on flights, and I'll be like trying to stuff like cameras and that down my pockets and hiding them and all that jazz. No more one camera, one lens is like my thing. So yeah, anyway, I hope you like this little video. I'm gonna keep these updated as we travel throughout 2024. The whole team at Feather and Finch, we're gonna bring you along. We're gonna not do too many behind the scenes at weddings because we're so invested in that story and we don't have time to, you know, vlog and market a wedding like that. It's more about these behind the scenes things. So yeah, subscribe, and thanks guys for tuning in.